Hi, welcome to You Can Do It. In this episode, we're going to show you how to install a medicine cabinet. It's a 20 by 26 Kohler medicine cabinet, and we're going to recess it, and we're going to show you how you can do this. So this is an all aluminum with mirrored glass medicine cabinet. You can either recess it or surface mount it. It has fillers that go on the sides if you're going to surface mount it. The housing cabinet is all aluminum, so it won't rust. It's not made out of wood, and it's got mirrors inside and out. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and we're going to show you what the cabinet looks like, and we're going to take the door off it to lighten it up, and then we're going to show you some things that you need to investigate before you just go ahead and open the wall up and recess a medicine cabinet. So we're going to show you step by step. Alright, so we got the instructions here, and now on one side it shows you how to surface mount the cabinet, and then on the other side it shows you how to, actually it's this side, how to recess. So we're going off this set of instructions here. Now, we've laid out the cabinet, the medicine cabinet, on where we want to center it over the vanity. This vanity, the sink is offset, and then the client would like to have it centered over the sink instead of over the cabinet and the valves. So that's what we're going with. This rough opening, they're calling out for 19¼ wide by 24 or 25¼ inches long. So we've laid this out, and there are some things you want to investigate before you open up this big hole in your wall, and then you find out that it's not going to go because there's some things that are in the way. A lot of times on cabinets, the vent pipe that's down here for your drain, this is your drain, there'll be an 1.5 inch vent pipe running straight up through the wall all the way through the attic and through the roof. But there are times where it doesn't actually go right in the center of the cabinet. It offsets and comes around. So these are some things that need to be investigated, and we're going to show you what to look for, because on the other side of this wall is another bathroom, and that's being remodeled as well. So let's go take a look at the other side of the wall, and we'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so here we are. We're on the we're on the opposite side of the wall where this vanity is and the medicine cabinet's going to go. These studs were replaced, and you can see here there's a C-notch that was cut in that was pre-notched for this medicine cabinet to go in here. The electrical that is on this side that goes over into this bathroom here is in the stud bay next to it. So there's a few things. You just want to make sure that you don't have electrical in the wall or a light that's shining over into this area, which would be a light box that would be in the wall, and these light boxes could be up to 3.5 inches. That is going to mess you up on installing a medicine cabinet. This is a 2x6 wall, so we have a lot more depth here. If it was 2x4, you're going to almost essentially cut all the way in up to the sheetrock on this side here. So these are C-notched. There's this stud C-notched and the one next to it. Now, there isn't a vent pipe. The vent pipe that shares both this bathroom and that bathroom is right here. It's a 3-inch. And it actually combines both the shower drain and the toilet and this vanity on the other side. And that's all existing. We didn't install that, but we're going to go ahead and go to the other side of the bathroom and begin cutting this in. So we laid this out. You'll need a level. If you don't have a 2-foot level, you can use a small level, a torpedo level, and a straight edge. This is a tiling piece of trim, and it's straight. Just make sure it's straight. You can put a level on the side of it to draw your lines when you go and measure. So tools you'll need to open it up. If you don't want to create a lot of sheetrock dust, a keyhole saw will work. We're going to use a fine tool, and we're going to open up the wall with this, but you'll need a vacuum because there will be some airborne sheetrock dust. If you use something like this, it'll blow it throughout your work area. So we're going to go ahead and cut this open and get it ready for the cabinet.
Yep.
So they give you 4 different models on your recessed cabinets. When you're looking at the directions, they want you to know what model you have. So if you're unsure, just measure your cabinet before you open up a big hole in the wall. So it says here that you want to make the hole 19 1/4. That's one of the options. This cabinet's 19, so you're going to have an 1/8 inch on each side for play. And then you'll go down here to the bottom aluminum here, and it's 25, and they also want you to go 1/4 inch over. So 25 1/4. And that's what we've got on the wall up there. So that's the back of the cabinet. So we're going to open this up, like I said, and show you how to install it. Alright, so we're ready to pull this guy out of here. Now, as you can see, these 2x6 studs were already pre-notched when they went in. But if they weren't, you would have to notch these. You would have to cut these out. And this tool right here is definitely a must-have when cutting these out. You can cut these studs out with this. You can turn the blade on it. You can come in and plunge cut with it. It's a very handy tool. They make different brands, but this one here is ultimate for cutting this stuff out. So we're going to get the cabinet and just set it in there. But we're also going to take the front of the door off to lighten it up so we're not carrying this heavy piece of glass and we accidentally chip the glass. So we're going to take the door off. We'll show you how to do that right now. Okay, so we got the cabinet. We brought it into the living room here on the carpet. And we're just going to open up the door here and lay the glass door face down. And you can use a drill or just a screwdriver. I recommend just a hand screwdriver. So there's a center screw right in the center here that bolts the hinge to the cabinet frame. We're going to take these 2 screws out. There we go. So we'll place that there. And we'll just put these screws back in the hole so we don't lose them. Okay, so the wall was opened up. We just dry fitted the cabinet inside the recess here. Everything fits nice with exception of being able to mount it. So you can't just drill through the back plate here and run screws in it. That's not an option. They don't give you that option in the directions. And I think the reason why is this glass that's in the back of the cabinet here is very thin, and if you drill a hole through here, you could potentially flex this glass and crack it. So we're not going to go that route. We're going to go ahead and put some filler wood in here. So they want you to side screw in the cabinet. They give you 4 holes, 2 on each side, to side screw your wood over here. And unfortunately, when these studs were installed, where we wanted them to be is over here on the sides, so we could side screw. And so now we're gonna have to put some filler wood in here, and I'm gonna show you how to do that. We're gonna rip some plywood and 2x4s and get those in here so that we can install the cabinet. All right, so we're gonna install this piece of wood in here so we can actually side screw the cabinet in. I've already installed this one, but I'm gonna show you how to install this one because it's kind of tricky to hold the piece of wood and drill. So I ran a screw in here as kind of a little holder that I'm going to hold the wood as I screw it. But I'm going to get my screws started so I'm not trying to hold the screw and the wood at the same time.
It's barely sticking through the other side. I'll put one up here.
Alright, so now I'm going to stick this guy in here. Just don't want to drop it. So this screw allows you to hold on to it. If you got somebody else to help you, it's always good. But I'm just going to hold that screw, and then once this screw bites onto it, it'll start sucking it tight to the wall. Alright, there's that one. And we'll go ahead and get this one here. You may have to still hold pressure on it. Alright, now we can take this screw out. Alright, there we go. So as you can see, I furred this out. I had to put these little standoffs on there. I just cut some little pieces of plywood, whatever material you can use to create some standoffs. You know, I wouldn't recommend using sheetrock, but I used some plywood, and it just happened to be 7/8. So you can see the piece of wood here is flush with our incision in the sheetrock, so we'll be able to side screw the cabinet now. So we're ready to put the cabinet in. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and run some screws in. We've got a level here in the bottom. You want to make sure your cabinet's level, and we're going to start to screw it here at the top with the screws that they give you. I'm just going to get it started. This one here. Make sure it's pushed all the way in tight against the sheetrock. You don't want to over tighten it because you will bow the cabinet. You just want to snug it up. If you drive that thing in, it'll just bow the whole aluminum. This is aluminum, so you don't want to go too fast with the drill. Just a little at a time. There we go, snug it up. And we'll go back, snug it up. There we go. So that part's done. Alright, so we'll go get our door and finish it off and get the shelves put in. Just set up in here, line it up with the screw holes. Sometimes you might need a second person helping you here, but you can just get it started. Now the door does adjust up and down, so we're going to just start that one. It'll stay there, stay put. Put this screw on. There you have it. It's all done, finished. Just remember, you can do this. Thanks for watching.